So The Punisher, issue number 218. So technically it's issue number 18, but because of Marvel Legacy's renumbering, it's issue number 218. Can we talk about how terrible Marvel Legacy has been? Like how much of a failure it's been? I'm hoping that now that that Alonzo is gone, that things will turn around. Obviously it's gonna take a while because it's not like new comics are written. It's not like the comics are written like a week before they come out. Like they're written like months ahead of time. So most likely for the next few months, we're still gonna get the stink of Alonzo before real big changes come in. But hopefully the changes are positive. Cause yeah, Marvel needs all the help it can get. But let's not talk about Marvel and just talk about Punisher 218, where Punisher becomes War Machine. Because that's what everyone wants. Everyone wants Punisher to become the next War Machine. Yeah. What is it with Marvel just completely botching everything that they can about their comics? I know I said I was going to talk about the issue, but this kind of has to deal with this issue. Okay, Marvel has a bunch of good movies out. Marvel has some fantastic TV shows. You would think, okay, hey, right now our characters are more popular than they've ever been. Maybe now we can get some new audience members. You know, people who are a fan of the movies, people who are a fan of the TV shows, will pick up our issues and become fans of those. But then the problem with Marvel Comics is that their comics are nothing like the TV shows or the movies. Because you think, okay, people are fans of the Avengers. Maybe they're gonna pick up an Avengers comics and become fan of those. And then they pick up an Avengers comics and they realize that Tony Stark is dead. Well, I guess he's in a coma now, but I mean, he was dead for some time before they retcon that. Bruce Banner is dead. Hawkeye is a woman. Captain America was a Nazi. Who else do they got? Black Widow is dead. So like nothing. The Avengers are nowhere even close to what they are like in the comics. Then you go to Spider-Man. And Spider-Man is no longer a teenager, which is fine. But I mean, he's no longer the Spider-Man that everyone knows. He's not, with Mary Jane. Instead, he's a man-child living with Mockingbird as basically her house boyfriend. Then you get the Inhumans. And in the Inhumans, Black Bolt and Medusa are no longer together. In fact, Medusa is sleeping with some other dude. And as she's sleeping with this other dude, she's talking about how terrible Black Bolt was, how he used to abuse her. And it's kind of like, okay, well, how about the Punisher? Maybe people like the Punisher from Daredevil. People are gonna enjoy the Punisher TV show, I'm assuming. Punisher is going around killing criminals and stuff like that. No, he's War Machine now. I'm not saying that the comics have to copy the TV shows and the movies, but why do you go in like completely different directions right when like these new stuff are coming back? Right when the Inhumans comes out, that's when you decide to release an Inhumans where Black Bolt and Medusa are split, where Black Bolt is abusive, or Medusa is sleeping with some other dude. Right when the Punisher TV show is coming out, that's when you decide to make Punisher the next War Machine. Right when Avengers is coming out, you kill off like half of the group and replace them with like characters no one even knows. But whatever, let's just do this. So we start off with Punisher killing criminals, which, yay, they got something right. Can you believe that? Punisher is actually killing criminals, and that is a huge plus for this issue. How sad is that? The one thing Punisher is known for, and you don't have him doing it in the previous stories. In the previous stories, they literally made him almost like a Saturday morning, cartoon. But I guess they got rid of the writer, and they replaced it with someone new. Let's just celebrate the fact that we got Punisher actually killing criminals, because that's something that hasn't been really going on lately in his series. But yay, he's doing that. So we basically have a weapons deal going down between like a Brooklyn gang and what's this other gang called? Chernayans? I have no idea how to pronounce this. Chernayyan. You know what? There's a CHER, so I'm just gonna call them Shares. Like the singer. So it's a gang of Cher. And thankfully, they're not singing. So this Cher gang and this Brooklyn gang are making a weapons deal, and we get a cool scene where they bring out supposed to be like a weapon case with the weapons inside, but when they open them up, there's the decapitated head of the person that Punisher killed just recently, with the grenade shoved in his mouth with the pin pulled. Well, the pin was attached to the case, so as soon as the case opened, it pulled the pin, and it blows up. And then during the explosion, Punisher runs out, starts shooting everybody, and then of course the Brooklyn gang is trying to leave, and we get a pretty decent scene where they run under a forklift, and Punisher shoots it, and it drops a crate, crushing all of them. And then all that's left is the Cher gang. Punisher starts taking them out one by one, except and leaves only two of them left, and they get into a boat, and they're basically riding off towards this huge ship. And then we see Punisher, and he has a detonator, and he presses it, and it blows up the ship. Okay, here's one thing I thought kind of. We have Punisher, and he's smiling as he's about to blow up these people. And that's the one thing about the Punisher is that he doesn't really take. I don't know if they changed him recently, but back from what I remembered when I used to read him as a kid, he doesn't take pleasure in killing people. He just kind of does it because it needs to be done, but you never see Punisher like enjoying himself as he's doing all this. So to see Punisher smiling as he's about to blow up people just seems kind of weird. In fact, Punisher in this whole issue, well, not this whole issue, but Punisher in certain moments in this issue just seems off. Like he doesn't seem like the Frank Castle that I know. I don't know, maybe someone who's like been keeping up with Punisher for the past few years can let me know if they changed his character, but Punisher I remembered as a kid, Punisher I read in the Punisher Max series, he doesn't really take enjoyment in doing the things that he does. He just kind of does it because it needs to be done. So to see him like smiling as he's doing this just seems weird. So he goes to his van, which she apparently is living out of, and inside we see Nick Fury, Samuel Jackson Nick Fury, which, yeah, having him be the son of the original Nick Fury just it doesn't work for me, because even if Nick Fury were to have a child with an African American woman, they will not come out looking like Samuel Jackson. Basically, a child from a black mother, white father, or vice versa is not going to look like Samuel Jackson. But whatever, it's a comic. I can suspend my disbelief on this, even though I would prefer just to have original Nick Fury back. You know what I would do? Bring back Nick Fury. Bring back all the original classic Marvel characters that everybody knows and love. Take Samuel Jackson, Nick Fury. Take all these other diverse characters like Riri Williams, female Hawkeye, Gogurt, Hulk. Put them in their own universe. And then just have basically two Marvel universes going at the same time, and have neither one of them interact with each other. So the classics don't interact with the diverse characters. The diverse characters don't interact with the classics. And then everyone's happy. Marvel keeps their diverse characters, but the fans get their classic characters. That would be my idea. But whatever. So yeah, we get Samuel Jackson, and he has a proposition for Frank. And they go into some Asian restaurant where they have like a private booth in the back. And okay, here, I thought this was weird. Okay, so Samuel Jackson lifts up his eye patch. It's basically, so he opens up his eye patch, and like a hologram comes out showing like photos and stuff like that to Frank. And I'm like, really? Did you really have to do that? You couldn't just like slide him a manila folder with the stuff in there, like with the photos and information? Because Samuel Jackson wants Frank to go on this mission. And here's like the details of the mission. You couldn't have just like slipped them some paper and just be like, here's what I want you to do, and then immediately afterwards burn it. Like you had to like scan all this information, put it onto like a disc or something, upload it into your cybernetic eye, and then have a hologram version of it shoot out onto a table. Like it just seems like you're just overcomplicating things just to try to make the scene look cool, when if anything it just makes the scene look dumb. Because I don't know, this seems kind of sci-fi-ish, even though it's very low-tech sci-fi in terms of like other things that comic books do. But the Punisher doesn't have any sci-fi stuff in it whatsoever. Punisher is very, very realistic, very low-tech, which is another reason I don't really like the fact that he's going to be the next War Machine. But yeah, just to have Frank looking at a hologram. It seems off. Like I don't see him staring at a hologram that's coming out of Samuel Jackson's head. Plus, you would think that this would hurt Samuel Jackson. Because I don't know, have any of you guys stared into a light bulb? Okay, now imagine that light bulb in your head and the light coming out of it. Imagine the headache that would cause. That's another thing. You would think like, the inside of Samuel Jackson's head's like heating up. Because there's no way you can use like a hologram projector without it conducting some kind of heat. And you have that inside your head, like next to your brain. You would think that would cause some kind of brain damage if you keep, going around showing people holograms. So yeah, this isn't gonna be good for your health, buddy. Just literally just slide him a manila folder and just be like, hey, tell me when you're done reading this so I can burn it. Like it's really that simple. I mean, what's to stop someone from like, knocking out Samuel Jackson and stealing his eye? And I know you can't say, well, like, what's to stop them from stealing his manila folder? Well, like the thing is, like after Frank is done, you can burn the folder. But I mean, here after you're done, it's not like you're gonna burn the eyeball. It's not like you're gonna destroy it immediately. I'm really going like too like deep into this when I really shouldn't. But it's just I don't know. I hated this scene. I just hated this stupid hologram gimmick. I think it's dumb. So yeah, basically there's this country and they're killing kids and innocent people and blah blah blah. And Samuel Jackson wants Frank to stop him. He's basically like this general who has like this army. And the thing is that they were actually Samuel Jackson like gave them a bunch of like Iron Man suits and other like high tech weapons, but then the group ended up betraying them, and now Samuel Jackson wants Frank to go in there and stop them before like it gets out that Shield was helping these people, and Samuel Jackson basically informs them that there's a weapon that I think you would be able to use, but you have to sneak into this base and get it yourself. So we have a scene where Punisher is breaking into this base. And the thing is, Punisher is not allowed to kill anybody. So yeah, Punisher goes in, he knocks people out. He gets caught, but he's able to like escape through this elevator or whatever. He's able to get to where he needs to get to. And then he opens up the locker and then he smiles again. And I'm just like, having Frank Castle smile once is already enough, but having him smile like twice in the same issue, I don't know. I'm sorry. It's just okay. Maybe if it's like you want to show a little bit of his humanity, and he's like talking with neighbors or something, or he's like trying to cheer up a little kid or something. Maybe I can see like a little tiny smile, like a Mona Lisa smile on his face. But to see Punisher taking glee in doing Punisher-y things just seems really off. That's not the Punisher character. He doesn't take joy in what he does. So this is just, I don't know. Punisher being happy that he's blowing up people. Punisher being happy that he's found this new secret high-tech weapon. It just doesn't seem right. Punisher comes out dressed as War Machine, and then we get like a voiceover with Samuel Jackson just saying, remember, like when the mission is over, we want the suit back. And then we get Punisher smiling again as he says F that. Punisher smiles way too much in this issue. So yeah, that was Punisher issue 218. Positive art's not too bad. Punisher's actually killing people. So he's actually, doing the things that the Punisher's supposed to do. Negatives, Punisher smiling too much. Punisher taking joy in doing the things that he does. The stupid hologram scene. Punisher becoming the War Machine. Yeah. I don't want Punisher to be the War Machine. That was Punisher 218. I don't know if I'm going to keep up with this series, even though I really love the Punisher. Punisher was one of the few comic characters that I still would read, even after I kind of stopped reading comics for a while. But yeah, that was a comic. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you guys all next time. Later.